Okay, it is the morning following the first Heroines Cup from last night, and we went 5-0 with with new EBO3 Vivi. So we're just going to do a deck profile of the winning list, basically. Talk about matchups, talk about what I'd change for next time, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here we have the Vivi list. I should do this upside down so we actually get a good look at it. So we have, first of all, for Vivi Searcher, just searches most of the deck, a lot of the key cards, if not all the key cards. And yeah, we have another 4 searches, so 4 Igrams. So obviously we've lent into the Alabaster version of the deck. So following that, we have 2 cost 2k counter terracotta, just a searchable 2k, searchable by both your searchers, and obviously can give any of your big alabaster cards blocker to close the game. And then our other 2k is 4 cost chopper. It's just very flexible. It's searchable by Vivi. It's a good backup blocker in case you don't have any of the other blockers, because this deck desperately needs at least one blocker on the field at all times to minimize aggression. We have 4 copies of Cavendish. This card is the MVP when you have to go second. If you can put this down on 4, you're in a pretty good spot. Then we will get into the core, the combo pieces. First of all is 5-drop Vivi. I think it's really important to have double searcher in this deck for the alabaster combo pieces, because otherwise you're just not going to see them consistently. And most of the time you're going to be wanting to play the 5-drop Nami off of the Vivi. It's just such a powerful 5-drop turn, you know, being able to draw a card, minus something by up to 3, and then give a 7 cost or 7k rush while you are establishing a blocker, which the deck desperately needs. But your second best option is the blocker Nami, who will replace herself and then fix your hand for your next turn. This is especially important if you don't have your combo pieces for your 7-drop turn, or just a curve play for your 7-drop turn. And the MVP of the deck right here, outside of the combo pieces, is Beckman. This card absolutely carried me. It's insane, just being able, like, obviously we all know what Beckman does. It trashes a 6k, but like in the meta currently, especially in the Heroines Cup, into decks like Bonnie, into like any yellow deck, there are so many 6ks. There are so many cards that have annoying on KO effects, like Nami, like the entirety of Boa's deck, like Marco, you know, stuff like that. And this just gets around all of them. It's fantastic. And even like 7 cost Robin, 7 cost 8k Robin, which is also an annoying body to clear. You don't necessarily have to give it rush. You can just tap leader first to give it minus 2k and then trash it with the 7-drop Beckman. But your other 7-don play, your combo piece, the Vivi, and obviously you want to go into the Chakapel. So playing this on 7 after you go this or this on 7 is absolutely insane. And then the final body, Shanks. This card completely underperformed. I don't think I used it a single time. Maybe I used it once, either once or 0 times over the 5 rounds last night. And then we've got 2 of the searchable 4k counter and 2 gravity blade to round out the deck. I was struggling into Boa, which is why I included this, but it's really good into like so many decks. It's good into Nami, it's good into Boa, it's good into Bonnie. It's really good in the mirror. Like there are a lot of decks that this is good into, and like just, you know, any old random mid-range deck, obviously really good. So let's talk about what I would probably consider changing. The Shanks, I think, would be the first to go. I think there are just not many chances for you to play it and actually get good value out of it. I'd almost always rather just like attach more Don to guarantee to clear something while playing, you know, either just a Chakapel or Vivian Chakapel or a Beckman. So I think Shanks would be the first to go. It's also just really expensive, especially in a deck where I want to go first. Like I'm taking first curve 90% of the time. So a 10 drop going first is like, it's just so slow. It's incredibly slow. There might be some fringe cases where it gets good value on curve going second. But other than that, I don't know. I'm almost always wanting to play something else. So I initially had 3 of this and 2 of the draw Kaido. I immediately cut the draw Kaido because it was crap. And I went down to 2 Shanks because I was drawing it too often and not playing often enough. And I almost always still found myself just discarding this for leader ability, never really playing it. So honestly, I might cut this for either like 2 pudding. I don't think pudding is super necessary for this deck because you're pressuring hand already, like naturally. So I might just go to 2 Otama, honestly, and that will round us out to 10 2Ks and 2 events. Because there are times where, like, even though this deck trashes bricks to save blockers to stop aggression, there's a lot of times where I just needed the extra 2K as well. So I might actually just swap this out for Otama and see how a build with no 10 costs treats me. So my matchups were, it was Shohoshi round 1, Robin round 2, I played the Mirror in round 3, Green Bonnie in round 4, and then finals was a blue-yellow Nami. So in round 1 against Shohoshi, I managed to clear the 2-drop. The 2-drop is what wins them the matchup, where you can't remove anything and you can't swing into anything because it's all massive. I managed to clear the 2-drop because there was a turn where he didn't have the Chonmage, or the whatever it's called in English, on the board yet, the one that flips life face down. So he used leader ability that turn, and so his life was face up. So 2-cost Shohoshi to protect needs to flip life face up. So I just gravity bladed the 2-cost and his other active unit, and then leader ability and swung into his rested unit, and the game was over from there. I think I finished like 16 cards in my hand or something like that when I won, because of this. This guy is the MVP in the Shohoshi matchup. You get it out early, they can't answer it with a leader swing, and he just keeps searching over and over again, especially if you can control their board. He can search himself, you can get multiple out, and you can just get a huge hand advantage in the early game. Especially if you're able to control their board and they just literally can't swing back at it. Yeah, so I should say also, obviously, I want to go first with this deck 90% of the time. My 1 and 3 Don turns is literally just searching and swinging with leader. Usually on 3, if I just have this, I'll usually just keep it active and swing a 6 with leader and then tap it next turn. Except against Shohoshi, where you want to tap it immediately because they can't answer it with leader. And then you tap it on your 5 Don turn. Obviously, you try to have one of these in your hand at least, and then one of these for the 5 Don combo. Into matchups where you need removal, obviously you want this. Into slower matchups, or matchups where you value more blocks and pressure, like against Robin, for example, I would value this over this. But also, this is really important if you don't have your 7-drop combo. Oh my god, my cat's just started digging like a maniac in his litter box. Alright, sorry for that interruption. What I was saying was, if you don't have the combo piece for 7 Don, it's really important to play this to try and find it instead of this, unless you like desperately need the 5-cost Nami, or the red Nami, I should say, because they're both 5-cost Nami. But yeah, being able to play Vivi into Chakapel on 8 is just insane. Like, your opponent bottoming a card, and then you draw 2 cards, you rush 9k double attack. It can go into board if you need, like, you don't have to go face, you can just go into board with a 9k, that's perfectly acceptable. But then, yeah, there are some matchups where you just absolutely pressure 9-drop at face. So yeah, for my second round against Robin, I basically just did the curve. I went Vivi into blocker Nami to find my pieces, and then also against Robin, it's better just to get the blocker out, because you don't really need to remove anything on their field at that point, nothing's too scary. And then the turn after that, yeah, and then I can just like chump block the whatever they swing with leader basically, and then whatever they swing with the other thing, you just block and give 1 card. And then the turn after that, I went Vivi into Chakapel, and swinging 9 at Robin's face double attack on your 7 Don turn is just brutal for them. Like, I put him to 1, and then even if they tap out and heal with the 7-drop Robin or whatever, they're still at 2, so they're still under threat of this, and then you can just play another one next turn and draw more cards, or, you know, remove something with Beckman and swing another double attack at face. It's really flexible. So that was a good match. My third round was the Mirror. The Mirror sucks. as soon as you lose board, it's pretty hard to come back. But I won the dice roll. I went first. I didn't actually have Vivi on 5, so that was bad. I just hard played the Nami. But then I did have the Vivi into Chocopel, so I got mine out first. And in the mirror, you can't really do anything about Chocopel, like anything efficient to do anything about Chocopel. And then the turn after that, I went the Vivi into the Nami or another blocker, I don't remember. But the important thing was I got my Chocopel down first. I managed to clear his other stuff, especially with this Nami is really good to clear their rested stuff. And then the turn after that, I don't remember if I Beckmaned or if I went for game or something like that, but it was basically just getting Chocopel out first was able to swing the matchup in my favor. And then I played against a Green Bonnie. I think this deck is actually quite favored into Green Bonnie, but it also hinges on how many Beckmans you see, because Beckman absolutely rocks Green Bonnie. And if they're playing Kid, obviously your leader ability naturally minuses him, your 5-drop Nami minuses him, so you can easily clear that. They probably won't even bother playing it against you. So that's really good into the Bonnie matchup. Importantly, against the Bonnie matchup, you have to remember that they can rest your leader with their leader ability, and then you can't give something rush that turn. I remember that going into the game, and I was like, I need to remember that. That's really important. And I did for the most part, but then there was a turn where I was firmly in the driver's seat of the game because I'd played double Beckman to clear their board, like clear their active thing, minus and swing into their rested thing. It's absolutely brutal for Bonnie to deal with. But then there was a turn when I had full board, and I was like, oh, well, I want to play Chocopel this turn. I'll just swing a 7 and then replace it with Chocopel. And he obviously just immediately rested my leader. So that misplay could have cost me the game if I wasn't in such a huge advantage. And I was like, damn, because you don't get not only do you not get the rush, but Chocopel's effect and Igaram's effect, you minus an active leader to get their effect. So because my leader's rested, I don't even get the draw 2. So I just played a vanilla Chocopel. So next turn, I immediately played the Chocopel first, leader ability, and then swung, and we managed to win from there. But yes, it's really important to think about, especially when you're thinking about board space, because even though I wanted to, swing first before I played over something, I should have just straight up played over it. Don't care about the swing. I need to make sure I get the draw 2 and the rush and the minus. Very important to think about when you're playing against Bonnie, but otherwise it's a pretty alright matchup for Vivi. And then finals was Nami, and it was a surprisingly one-sided game. I sort of just took life early, found a Beckman. He KO'd my Nami with a Rayleigh, which felt kind of bad because I used leader ability to protect something else. So that felt kind of bad, but it was basically the same deal. I just got Chocopel out. He was forced to Red Rocket, so I just played another. He was forced to Red Rocket. I played something else. He was forced to Red Rocket. I think he hit me with like 3 or 4 Red Rocks that game. But it didn't matter because he was forced to Red Rock basically all these threats that I was playing and rushing with. He just never got to a point where he was establishing his own board. And there was one turn where I played Beckman to trash the 5-cost Nami and then minus and swing into the Rayleigh and clear that. And then because I have this on the field, the Vivi blocker, I've just played this and cleared both his units. He's now got nothing. He just Red Rocks my Beckman, I think, and then swings, and I just block. And then next turn Chocopel, etc., etc. Oh, we're being crashed. Mino! No, Mino! What are you doing? Come on, get down. Come on. Come on. Come on, get down, you creature. What is wrong with you? Get down, come on. Alright, well, thanks to Godzilla, all my cards have been strewn everywhere. But, that was about the end of it anyway. I'm going to do some more gameplay of this deck, and probably like a gameplay video of a ranked sim or something like that, because this deck has been really fun. I've been really enjoying it, and I'm going to take it to more Heroines Cups, probably with the changes that I mentioned, but we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'm hoping to win a couple more of these. If I end up getting bored of Vivi or feeling like it's not quite cutting it anymore, then I am going to see what else I like and swap it up. So yeah, I hope you got a decent understanding of the deck just from this deck profile. But yeah, I'll go more into it when I do my gameplay videos. And yeah, that's about it. Awesome. All right, that's me done. I'm dealing with the menace here after he tried to crash the deck profile video. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next one, which will be a Vivi gameplay video. Take care. Ciao, ciao.